Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. So, you have made landfall. You have your henchmen with you. Speaking of which, the henchman is a specific role in 2E Dungeons & Dragons that usually you don't get to play with until around this level. And I'm glad that we finally get to mess with henchmen.
Yeah, they're like actual henchmen now, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're not paying them. I mean, you probably will end up paying them, but they're here out of personal loyalty rather than people you've just hired. You know, they've got a deeper connection than that.
Yeah.
Which is fun. All right. Where is my... I had a map for you. Okay, anyway, you've made landfall. It's nighttime. You've got your 3 crew members here with you. What's the plan? Are you going to immediately set out in the night?
No, I think traveling at night would be a bad idea. Yeah, let's make camp. Let's head a little bit off the coast. I don't know. Something about that says we should probably get away from the coast a bit.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys can head inland. Find a safer spot.
Yeah, so we'll head up somewhere in the woods and make camp for the night.
Okay. I will bring you to nothing. We'll just have you camp for the night. It's easy. Mm-hmm. All right. You make camp. You'll all take watches, and I will roll for random encounters. Okay. Then, which watch do you want?
I tell them I take either the first or the last, either one.
You're the leader, so pick one.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. Perfect. And set up some tokens, maybe. We have... we don't really have much going on the way in tokens. Okay, but you can just use these to see who's what. Mm-hmm. All right, so you said you took the last watch?
First watch.
First watch? Okay.
They can figure out amongst themselves whatever order they want to do.
Well, it doesn't matter because first watch is when the fun stuff happens. So,
awesome.
Give me a perception check as you guys have made camp.
Okay, I was wondering what my perception was because we switched to 2-point Neal very late.
Mm-hmm.
I do pass.
What do you...
15.
A 23? A 15?
Or no, 23 on the roll with 15 is my perception score.
Nice. Okay.
Everything rolled good on Van except for Dex.
All right. So you are up one night here, your first night in the woods, waiting, keeping an eye out on things. When you hear some noises to the north of you, I'm going to bring you to a map, bring you to a location on the map, and I guess this is our Van Helsing token.
Okay. I hear noises to the north.
It sounds like the crunching of a heavy creature moving through the woods.
Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and lure these things into camp. I'm going to walk behind one of our tents that we have set up. I'm just going to turn into a very small shrub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'll just kind of wait there and see what starts moving into our camp.
Okay, I think you have control over this token now, so go ahead.
Oh, cool.
And...
You said it was coming from the north?
Yes, coming from the north.
Okay. And our entrance is a little bit to the south. So, in fact, what I think I might do, I might head over to these trees really fast. And once I'm like behind the trees, I will just turn into a small shrub.
All right. You shrub it up. Trying to find tokens for the rest of the party because we're going to need them. Well, we might need them. Maybe I should just get them once we need them. All right. Here we go. Here's a female knight. Surprisingly hard to find. And a woman with 2 weapons. That might be too much to ask for from our token manufacturers.
Is there anyone with like just a helmet?
No.
Nice androgynous token you can use.
No, they're all pretty well defined. I like this token. This will be our dual wielder. And we'll need a mage with a sword. Although that's also too much to ask, I think.
Which is weird when you think about it, because like the OG wizard for most like fantasy influences is Gandalf,
And he
fought
cares.
with fought with a sword more than he did like any sort of magic.
Totally. All right, here's our mage. He looks kind of weird.
Sure.
Yeah, he looks super weird. It's fine.
It works. They all work.
Yeah. All right, and they're probably all passed out in the tent actually. 'Cause that's why we have a tent. So you turn into a tree right here.
Yeah, a small shrub is it's the third level tree, not my hardy oak.
Not Van's improved tree spell. Okay. And the soft crunching comes closer. And closer.
Once they get to about here-ish, like once they're getting pretty close to the camp, or maybe if they come over here, I'm just gonna wait until they get pretty close, and I can just pop out of shrub form and surprise them.
Yeah. You do well on your perception check, and you're peering around. Let me make sure this token is set up properly. There we go. Poking around, you see this long, green, scaly neck looking down from this slight rise nearby. And you quickly recognize a very young green dragon.
Oh boy.
That has snuck up on your camp. You know, you barely heard it creaking through the woods.
Okay, green dragons are bad. They're evil. They have chlorine gas. It's young, so that's good. Luckily, the tent entrance is on the other side, so it probably can't gas them through or from behind, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's because I'm pretty sure the specification for the green dragon breath weapon is that it's a noxious gas that it spews out, and that's why it's so deadly. I'm gonna wait and see what it does a little bit, and let it come a little bit closer.
Sure. It stays quiet for the most part, and it crouches low and watches your camp for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. About 15 minutes after there, it starts to move around.
Okay.
This way.
Once it it's moving. Okay, it's moving around. Okay, once it gets to about there, I'm popping out of shrub form. I'm casting slow poison on myself, and I'm running for the tent and yelling, "Ambush!"
All right. Well, the dragon is clearly ready. It might not realize that you were a shrub, but it might, it's looking at
Basically,
a camp,
I'll pop out of
scouting it out.
it'll be like a little shimmering that a man pops out of a tiny little bush. And
Right, well, the dragon is not surprised.
yeah,
So
I'm
we should
not
roll
attacking it yet.
initiative.
I'm casting slow poison on myself to see if that helps with the breath weapon, which I imagine it will.
I hope so. But we should roll initiative to see if you can cast slow poison before it can get its breath weapon. And that means combat.
10 plus, let me see what the spell speed is. Slow poison. Level cast 1001.
Okay. You roll an 8, which is really good.
It's
The
okay.
dragon. What size is this dragon? It's definitely at least size large, so you're gonna go first. So why don't you go while I look up the dragon's exact size and
So
initiatives and
slow
stats.
poison goes off. If I go first, then after slow poison, I'm gonna run into this tent and I'm gonna shut the flap and yell ambush and get everybody up.
All right, you cast slow poison, get into the tent, shut the flap. Everyone wakes up. No one's in their armor. Let's see, Lucilla is gonna take a round to strap on her shield at the very least.
Okay.
While Belle is going straight for her weapons, and Frank is grabbing his weapons as well.
Cool. I tell them it's a young green dragon. Scatter out. Don't be clustered together. Let me keep it in front of me. I have armor on. The rest of you need to get behind it.
Frank's jaw drops. He's like, "What? It's a what?"
A young one. Don't worry about it. Just get ready to act.
Okay.
I hope this isn't related to the other one.
The other green dragon that showed up in the area? That showed
Not
up
in this area. Didn't Malachi and Georg almost murder a green dragon?
They did almost murder a green dragon. Yes. And I guess there's no way for you to know this, but this is the sibling of that dragon from the same brood.
Damn it.
Both of them.
Okay. Hopefully they don't know that we're good.
Okay. The dragon will. Well, you did throw yourself in the tent. I think it was gonna breath weapon you anyway.
I shut the flap very specifically because I want to not let any sort of noxious fumes into the tent.
A cloud of poisonous chlorine gas, 50 feet long, 40 feet wide. So it's gonna need to get a little bit closer to breath weapon. So it comes to about here. It wants to make sure the breath weapon gets all up in your business. Yeah. 30 feet high, creatures in the clouds save for half damage, blah, 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 blah. All right, but you are in the tent.
Yeah, and I've shut the flap very specifically.
A heavy gust of wind pushes against the side of the tent. The shut flap keeps most of the gas out, but there are small cracks here and there, and underneath where little bits of green noxious fumes come in. I'm gonna say you are in a really well defended position, so we're gonna give people saving throws versus breath weapon. On failure, you'll take a quarter damage,
okay,
and on pass, you'll take 0.
You take none.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm curious, for me, do I need to, since I have slow poison, is my curiosity.
Ooh.
The way we've done it in the past is slow poison will apply retroactively, and then any poison you took on during that period that you failed will damage you after its effect.
Right. Chlorine gas is poisonous, so yeah, I think for you can just make your saving throw later.
Okay.
In 8 hours, you can make your saving throw. Okay, so why don't you roll me a d20 for Lucille's saving throw?
Okay. D20 for quarter damage. That's a pass.
Lucilla. Lovely. And for Belle, same thing?
That should be a pass.
Versus breath weapon, it certainly is. And for Frank.
Come on, Frank. Nope, Frank is going to take that quarter damage.
Yeah, he needed a 15. Okay, he's going to take a quarter damage. And our dragon is age class plus 4. All right. 3, 4. Is that the number? I think I have one too many D6s here. Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Okay.
Thank God it's all quartered.
Yeah, that'll be nice. So we're looking at, what is this? 10, 19, plus 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19, plus 4 is 23, divided by 4 is 6 damage. I guess we round down to 5 damage.
5. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Why don't you roll me your henchman's HP? Frank is 3d10 plus 3d6.
Do people start with like a base for level 1, or do they just roll it?
They just roll it.
Does he have a con modifier?
Nope.
Okay. He's got 28 HP.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Belle has 60-10.
Oh, no, Bell, right. 60-10. Any mods for these two?
Nope.
Okay, just 60-10. 44 for her.
Ooh, very nice. And the other is 70-10.
70-10.
Yeah, Lucilla used to have con mods, but she lost those.
Wow. Okay.
She got old.
Not terrible. It's
No.
okay.
This actually works out really well. The person in high armor has low HP relative to the person in low armor, and Frank did good. Okay, so he took 5 damage.
Oh, yeah, 5.
So he's down to 23. Excellent. All right. And let's roll initiative for next round.
Okay. Do I want to do this? I think I do. Let me see what the casting time is.
Let's see. So you get to roll. You are our dual wielder, so you're gonna roll 5, and 5 is 10.
6 on the casting time, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Do a 7.
Yep. Okay.
And you are going to do.
Let me make sure that it does what I need.
6.
How long is it again?
And the dragon.
Jeez.
I think the dragon's size is huge, so he's got a modifier of 9. Zoom is telling me my connection's unstable. I might be dropping out.
Oh, are you?
I might be. I don't know. I'm getting
Constrain?
messages. No, just from you. I might be in and out from you for a moment.
I wasn't speaking much, so it might have just been that.
No, Zoom said your connection is unstable. Be careful.
Okay. Well, there we go. I rolled 15.
Alrighty. Van Helsing gets a 15.
I don't think I have an initiative button, so I can't really. Oh, I can change it myself though.
Yeah.
I'll update it on my own.
Cool. For some reason, there's no initiative buttons here. I think that's because Hardcore Heroes is old, and I hadn't figured out how to do
never
buttons
set
at
it
the
up
time.
there.
All right, so the first one is Frank. He will. I guess he doesn't need to hold his breath, and the gas does not persist for an additional round. So, but he holds his breath anyway. Comes out of the tent and bolts to come up to here on this point, from which he will cast a second level or a magic missile at 3rd level for 2d4 plus 2 damage. Hitting the dragon for 9.
Nice.
And the dragon has many hit dice.
Yes. Even a young one, of course.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna mark its hit dice, and you should be able to see an HP bar.
Yeah.
All right, so he takes 9 damage, which is not, it's nothing to shake a stick at. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Our knight Lucilla will be putting on her shield at this point, so that's her entire turn.
Yep. Can I modify my action actually? I'm
what do
going
you
last anyway, so it's fine.
Sure.
I'm just gonna attack. I want to kill this thing. It's a green dragon. They're evil. They need to die.
Yeah. The dragon will go at the same time as Belle. You did tell Belle that you're gonna go front, so she waits. She'll just delay her turn until 16, which means the dragon comes on in and is gonna make attacks at the tent. He can't see you, so he gets -4 to hit, and he's gonna have to just pick squares that he hopes someone is in. So there are 4 of them. I'm gonna pick them at random.
Oh, okay. I was gonna suggest the tent flap because he, I was holding it shut. I assume he figured
That's
that
true.
much.
That is true. Okay. So we will go claw, bite. Yep. Oh, that's a d6. Oh my god. He targets all 4 attacks at the tent, or all 3 attacks at the tent flap.
Okay.
-4 to hit.
AC.
So
I
he
have
gets-
20.
Okay. So the claw comes in with a 26 to hit.
That hits.
The next claw comes in with a 15 to hit.
No.
Sorry, 14 to hit. And the last claw is a 13. So the first one will strike you
Okay.
for 1d8 plus 4 damage. 10 damage to you with the first claw. And the tent is, I think at this point, wrecked by the dragon slashing with his claws and biting with it. The whole thing is just ruined. And everyone's position is revealed. Van Helsing's turn.
All right. I am going to shout, "I will smite you, Shadow Spawn!" And I'm gonna run around this thing to its backside
All right.
and get ready to hit it with Wind Shear here.
The dragon changes his positioning to face you as you circle around him. There's like a wicked grin as these large teeth like hang out over its lip, as if it's been waiting for someone to give it a proper threat.
24. I doubt that clears by 5, or it might have 19 AC.
AC 20.
Damn. Okay.
So close.
So D8 plus 3. He takes 8 points of damage from that hit.
Very solid. All right. Up next is our dual-wielding fighter. She's already grabbed her stuff. She slips out of the tent right after you turn the dragon around and gets 2 attacks from the back.
Nice.
First is at +10, the other's at +8, +2 for back attacks. So the first one comes in with a 23, and the next one is a 26. Neither of them are crits. No, unfortunately. So right, she will do 2 + 6 is 8 with the first attack. And the second attack is going to be, 8 + 4 is 12. The dragon is already below half hit points and is stunned, struck, frustrated, surprised. It was just a small little fire with no one around it. And now the dragon's in trouble.
Yep.
Let's roll initiative.
No, we have the second fighter to go. Remember,
she's putting on her shield.
Oh, right. She's kind of right.
All right, so the dragon gets 8 and 9 is 17. Dual wielder gets a 7. Knight gets a 13. And the wizard is going to use his last magic missile and with a 4. And Van's going with a 4 as well. Wow. All right. Go for it, Van Helsing. You've got the dragon's attention.
Second one's not to the end, though. 14 to hit won't do it.
No way. Our spellcaster throws down another magic missile. 2d4 + 2. And will hit the dragon for near to max damage again. Nice. The dragon is in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Our back attack fighter makes a roll to hit with a 17 is no good, and an 18 is no good.
Oh. We still have one more.
Oh, right. Here we go. Our full armored knight, well, I guess she's just got the shield now, comes out to the side. She's going to make attacks at +10 and then 2 for back attack. So she'll score a 15 and 12 is 30. No, 27. It's 27. I can do math, I swear. And that will hit for 5 and 4 is 9 damage. Oh, bringing it low, so low. The dragon gets a turn. It is not psyched about the conditions it finds itself in. So it's going to make a withdrawal action. And mechanically, the dragon sort of like whips its tail back and forth to give you, make you guys flinch and cower for a moment before it scampers this direction. And after it gets maybe 30 feet or so, it spreads its wings and takes to the air at single-digit HP.
It can't fly at this point. It's too wounded.
Can't fly?
Creatures that are too wounded can't fly. They have to land.
Ooh. You are right. I mean, it's at 2 out of 57, so I think it's well past the falling threshold.
It's like 30% or something.
I do want to look it up because that is a rule I forget often, and I want to remember it.
Yeah, and I think withdrawal only gives it a third of its movement, so I think even a fast dragon we can catch up to in that time.
Flying, page 171 of the DMG. Good memory for these obscure rules.
Let me check, because I think withdrawal lets you follow in the moment, which means that the fighter and I might get our second attacks. If we opt to follow.
Our dragon is going to be pretty quick, but I think with at 1/3 movement, you can still follow after.
Yeah, a half move would be 60.
All right, I can't find it right now. I'll find it later.
Okay.
So you and I guess you can all chase after it if you want.
Yeah. I shout, chase it, finish it off.
Okay, I will give your companions morale checks to see if they can do so. They have a +6 modifier from your high charisma. The younger knight fails. Oh wow, they both like botched their rolls.
Older knight doesn't go for it. Wasn't she looking to die?
She was looking for a good death. She absolutely is, but she rolled terribly on her morale.
That's fine.
I'll
I'll chase it. I'm gonna get the back attack here for my second attack.
All right.
So I'm up here.
Follow it.
And d20 plus 8 is an 18. Damn it.
Are you including +2 for back attack?
Yes, that was with the +2. I assume I'm at +6. I have +2 for the weapon, plus nothing from strength, and then +4 from being a cleric, so it's 2 for 3.
Yeah,
so it's not until next level that I get another +2.
All right. We roll initiative.
All
the wizard is going to try and cast a web spell. I don't know if it's going to work on the dragon, but he's going to try. So that's going to be casting time 3. The dragon goes at 10, which is actually the lowest it can go at, but that's still pretty atrocious. Dual wielder goes at 14. Old knight goes at 15. Van goes at 7.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Oh no, it should be 6, but it doesn't matter, I don't think.
No. So our wizard will chug down the hill, our fighter wizard, to a point within range. Ooh, it's dark. I'm going to give him a perception check to see if he can actually spot you guys in the darkness. Natural 20. He throws down a web spell. The dragon makes a saving throw. Natural 1. The dragon is webbed.
Okay.
And cannot move. So it's your turn, Van. I guess it's back to
do I get a bonus for the web? Like, if it can't move, isn't that an auto hit?
No, it gives it a penalty to its AC.
Okay.
Of 2, I believe.
Okay, so +10 then. The back attack. Spell 29. That should crit.
That does crit.
It takes 6 points of damage. That's fine.
That's not a lot.
But it should still do it.
It's a 2 HP dragon, so the 6 points just hack into this vulnerable spot on its back legs. You hit the back of the spine. The legs kind of flatten out, and you can tell that the dragon is paralyzed from the hips down. And I think the crit is you just stepping up and finishing it off at that point. And the dragon collapses in a huff. All of its, internal gases slowly leaking out of it in this long, like... And, as you die, all of your sphincters all over your body loosen.
Yeah,
so it's not just the lungs, but it
shits itself. And
yeah. And you're standing right behind it, so like Van gets up to his like ankles in dragon shit when you kill it this way.
That's how it goes. I'll walk back and say, the tether wilds are dangerous, but I can't say I was expecting that much.
Your assembled party members come, you all gather back around the fire again, and they look surprised, with Frank saying, "You didn't say anything about a dragon." I didn't
know there was a dragon.
Well,
the only dragons I know of are in the Shadow Mountains, past Shirebrook.
There's no dragons in the Shadow Mountains. I know about all the dragons in the world, and there are no dragons in the Shadow Mountains. I've done extensive studies on the subject.
I have seen said shadow dragon. And I just kind of leave it at that and say, so I think this might change our plans a little bit. Dragon parts could be quite valuable. Is anyone here particularly nimble with their fingers? I'm not very good at it myself. Does anyone know how to skin something like this?
They all like cast a glance through the darkness at the huge dragon and then look back at you and be like, what are we going to do with it once we skin it?
Well, scales could be quite valuable if we just sell them directly, but we could also have them fashioned into armor.
There are some agreements here.
Also, I need to take its head. I'm going to try and create a skull out of it. I haven't had a dragon skull in ages. I sold mine to the church.
They look a little bewildered at this notion. And they're well, I suppose, but doesn't that get in the way of our primary mission? And what are we going to do with it? We don't have a way home. Right? If we cut the head,
the skull is not a trophy. It's one of my spells could make use of it.
Oh, but the scales. What will we do with them? Will we abandon our mission?
Well, supposedly it will take a bit of time. We could go. I doubt we're going to go to Heatstroke and not come back. There's a very good chance we'll be returning to Stromheim at least once.
So take the scales and take them to Stromheim?
Yeah, have somebody start fashioning armor for one of you.
Okay. They seem to be in agreement that this is fine. They just want to work out some logistics with you.
Yeah,
there's no like cart to haul all these trophies or scales away.
So, I mean, scales should be reasonably manageable, right? We can put those in the chest.
Enough to make armor?
Yeah, I mean, like, because a lot of it is, there's like a backing to it, right? But then the scales should be pretty light.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess, because how much is it? It's like 40 pounds or something. Worst case scenario, we could always strap it to the chest, right up on top.
Tie scales and dragon bits to the chest and have the chest hop away with
them? It depends. I don't know. I don't know if it would. Sorry about that. If it would be. I don't know if you like cut off the whole hide of the dragon, scales and all, or if you take the scales separately. But it seems like if you take the scales separately, that would be pretty trivial to put into the chest. And if you do the hide, you should be able to tie it since it's all connected together in a big piece.
You speak truly. Okay. The party will wait till morning, I suppose, to do this. And then come morning, you guys can hack up a dragon for its various parts, attach them to a chest, and then head towards Stromheim. It'll probably take you... I don't know, the better part of the day to get this. Wow, 2 20s and a 19 on your checks to scale it. I was going to say it would take you the better part of the day to cut it down, but with rolls like that, I think you guys managed to
get it done in the morning.
Yeah, it just like it comes out right away. Your 3 people are eager to get this dragon scaled and get on their way with their mission.
Okay. I have an idea actually when I memorize spells in the morning. Something that we haven't done in a long while because we haven't had we haven't needed to. I remember Jeeves having so much trouble with this. Okay. I'm going to swap out a couple of spells here really fast because we're not in the sea anymore. Just hit endurance. How dense are these woods? Could a carriage feasibly move through it?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to suggest that we start traveling out of the woods for a start. And get somewhere that a cart with wheels could feasibly travel.
Sure. Yeah, that is out of the woods. Or once you're out of the woods, then you'll be in an area that will be more easy to traverse.
Let me look at the map here really fast. Perfect. I suggest to the group that we're probably best off not going too deep into the Tether Wilds because there's some nasty shit there. I ask if anyone knows if Pittsburgh is still standing.
Your young mage will consult his notes, just the same as my notes. I have done extensive studies of the area over here. It is very fascinating to me.
I'm glad.
Unfortunately, Pittsburgh was one of the first towns to fall to the dragons. Not the dragons, the demons.
In that case, we should probably travel along here. And how do you get it to do like the multi-prong thing?
Right clicks.
What?
As you drag, then right click.
Oh, okay.
They changed it.
I guess
It
we
used to
travel
be
along. Yeah, it used to be shift, wasn't it?
or space or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So I suggest we go here. I know Misty Rapids fell, but perhaps Cauldron might still be up. Not sure, but we should travel to the road, going along the edge of the swamp, but not in it. Hopefully keeping bordered between the Tether Wilds and the Bogwood should keep us away from any of the particularly nasty things that both of them hold.
They agree. And you guys can head out of the Shelterwood that day.
Okay. And once we're out of the woods, I'm going to cast Solipsism.
Ooh.
And I tell them, I warn them in advance, this is going to be a bit awkward, but you're going to have to try to believe this. It only works if you believe it. And that might sound a little bit weird, like it doesn't make any sense, but you'll see what I mean. And then I'm going to Solipsism a carriage pulled by a few horses.
Lucilla nods her head quickly and goes, I understand the power of faith. You are a worshiper of Cheese, and she will actually get down on one knee, put her sword in the dirt, and say a few prayers to Cheese to, help her with her beliefs. Frank sort of rolls his eyes and mutters something under his breath about stupid divine magic. Don't you know that, trying to borrow power from the gods is sort of a silly way of going about things, but I guess if it gets the job done, it's fine. But, you really should draw power from your own self. And he mutters to himself about these things. But he's on board. And Belle just rolls with the flow. She's got nothing to say about it. Let's make some saving throws.
Yep. Breath weapon is the save against, and I assume you can just repeat them. So that's how we've done it before.
Right.
Illusion remains in effect for as long as the priest continues to concentrate on it, so it doesn't have a set duration, as long as I don't get struck, until he is rendered unconscious.
Characters trying to believe the reality of solipsism illusion must make a saving throw versus breath weapon modified by
their wisdom.
Successful means they believe it. Failure means they cannot conceive.
It's just like a hazy thing that doesn't have any corporeal effect to them.
And you can make one attempt per round.
Yep.
And what's its duration?
As long as I concentrate on it. Before doing this, I'm going to go ahead and cast my healing spells. So I'm going to go and heal myself for 6, and that's good enough.
As long as you concentrate, or until you're struck in combat or rendered unconscious.
42. Do I really need that extra 4?
Extreme.
Nah.
The priest can move normally and may engage in combat, but is unable to cast any spells. Wow, that's fantastic. All right, so we don't even need to roll for it because they can spend half an hour trying to believe it until the carriage appears.
Yeah, some people believe it at first, and then Van walks into the carriage, and they see him floating in a hazy mist, and then everyone else tries to get their shit together.
Any object, creature, or force. Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird spell.
Yeah, it's really strong. Okay, well, you all hop into the solipsismed carriage, and it'll last until you fall asleep, I guess.
Yeah, and I think, let me double check, but I believe people who don't believe the illusion do see a misty thing, right? It's still they see something, but it doesn't look right.
Yeah,
which might still obscure our forms when we're inside the carriage. Is all it was really
right. I think it's like a ghostly carriage or a misty carriage. It's some sort of weird, not quite real thingy.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can make some progress. And I suppose you'll just do this day in and day out until you get where you need to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how fast carriage movement is relative to foot movement, but it should be faster.
Yeah, it should be faster.
Aren't they 48 movement speed or something like that?
They're 24, which is twice people's.
Oh, 24. Right.
But I think the carriage over
can they force march since they're not real?
They can go. I mean, it'll last until you fall asleep, really. So if you unfailing endurance yourself and then cast solipsism, you could travel all day and all night.
Yeah. Okay.
So you will move through the Tether Wilds. It's a bumpy road or trail because you're not actually on a road, and the carriage has no shock absorbers.
Right.
So it's every single bump of the road is like a. It's not a comfortable journey, but you're not here for your comfort. And it's going to be 52 miles. So that'll take you a couple of days. You'll be going a little bit slower than 24 because of the unfavorable terrain.
Right. Are we able to force march since it's unfailing endurance? So that brings us up to 36, right? Which then probably drops back down to 24.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a day or so until you get to Cauldron, which you arrive at and find the area burned, ruined. Smoke rises from a few buildings here, and I guess not. There's no more smoke. That was a year ago now. When were the demons coming in? All my times are messed up.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a year.
The demons hit Misty Rapids when it's been quite some time.
Okay, so you come through Cauldron, and it's just a wasteland. There's nothing left here at all.
In that case, I guess I'll just keep on going. Unfailing endurance lasts up to 8 days, so we could just push straight into Stromheim.
Yeah. You guys can push down the road 43 miles to Stromheim, much faster along this route.
Yeah.
As you approach Stromheim...
I'm going to end the carriage before we come into view of the walls and suggest we walk the rest of the way so that we don't... after a barrage of ghostly demon spirits attacked Eridon, they might be a little bit spooked by a spectral carriage approaching the city.
As you approach the city, maybe 20 miles out still, you can see burned farmland around you. Looks semi-recently burned, actually, like within maybe the last month or so. And small bits of destroyed villages. And as you get close enough that you want to dispel your spell, you will see a few actual standing farms closer to the capital. Still with fields in them, with people. I guess it's the middle of winter right now, so there's not much farming going on. The fields are laying fallow. Maybe some people are tending to their flocks and their herds. And you will also see a patrol of 6 mounted knights trotting down the road at a nice pace, heading your direction.
Okay. Once I see them sort of heading our way, I'll just kind of stop where I am and wait for them to catch up.
Okay. They arrive. They have lances, which are always sort of drawn, but they're not actively threatening you. You are in heavy armor, though, which is not to be unexpected in this area. The lead knight will call out to you. He's an older gentleman with a impressive mustache and a long beard that hangs out from underneath his plate mail helmet. And he calls out to you, "Ho there, traveler! What brings you to Stromheim Vale?"
Well met. I'm Van Helsing, cleric of Cheese. I come here on matters related to the demon invasion that plagued Eridon a year back, and its effects can still be seen all around us.
They can. They can be felt in the city, too.
Yes, I understand most of it has been dealt with, but heat stroke remains a source of consternation.
Well spoken.
That is the matter on which I come here. I was hoping. I hear Joris, the wizard Joris, is in town. If you need him to vouch for me, he knows me personally.
Shit. When Joris was in jail, he did get out, and I gotta figure out what day he got out of jail. Give me just one moment to dig through calendars. Okay. I should have figured this out ahead of time. I knew we were coming here. When did Joris get set free? Thank God that I have these calendars. August, September, November, December, January. Cauldron, Copper Hill, Stromheim. Okay, he is still in jail right now.
Okay.
Perfect. The knight says to you, the traitor, Joris?
Traitor?
Yes, the traitor, Joris.
What has he done? Last I heard, he was still...
Theft from the crown. Valuable things, long ago. And he has refused to return them. Things that could change the fate of our country. He keeps them secret to himself. The queen will not let him go for any reason. But if you are looking to head to Heatstroke, I'm sure you can find respite in town. Continue on your way, traveler.
Thank you. And I'll continue down the road.
All right, you guys can make it to the walls of Stromheim, and they're in a bit of a sorry state. While the walls are actually quite fine, the people around it aren't so great. There's like a small tent town that has built up against the walls of the city. The portcullis is down, and there are guards standing on the other side. There are some peasants near the front, near the gates, who are pleading with the guards to let them in, and the guards are just shaking their heads or saying nothing at all and keeping the peasants back when the four of you arrive at the gates, chasing a chest which hops down the road towards the city. The sight is something to behold, and as you arrive...
With the head of a dragon strapped to the top of it as well.
Right. The peasantry gets the hell out of the way of the hopping chest with the dragon head. The guards at the gate scratch their head and call for backup. The knights have long since left and are patrolling the road somewhere else. You arrive at the gates.
Well met. I'm Van Helsing, cleric of chiefs, and I make a quick bow.
Hello, Van Helsing, cleric of chiefs.
May I enter the city? I come here with a proposition for the Queen of Stromheim.
Quick, what's with the chest and the dragon head?
We were accosted by a green dragon in the woods and slew it where it attacked us. Dragons are rather valuable. I can't let such a useful tool go to waste.
Is it dangerous?
Not anymore.
Is it? What's making the chest hop?
Oh, I'm a cleric. I put a simple enchantment on it. It's a bit it's not quite its intended purpose, but it's working quite well for travel.
There's a pause as the guard like whispers to the other guard and then comes back to you. He's like, give me a moment. This is a bit of an unusual situation. We're not prepared for this. Hold on. I have to go ask my superior officers. Okay. And he scurries off and comes back. And there's a long conversation on the other side of the gate as like some guards and a knight are talking back and forth. And you can see that they're confused and a little afraid, but you are a cleric of chiefs and you do sort of have a dragon head, which works both in your favor and against you.
Yeah, I'm in full plate armor. I look pretty well off, right? If you look at somebody in full plate, they're probably at least upper middle class.
Yeah, and it's not just full plate; it's fancy ass full plate, right?
Yeah.
You've got like this nice adorned stuff. Yeah. Eventually, the knight comes to the gate and goes, "All right, Van Helsing, cleric of chiefs, you can come in." And you can keep your weapons, because you're a cleric, but your companions have to turn them in. No one's allowed to carry weapons in the city anymore.
I see.
And,
might I, one of the weapons that my companions carries is a very personal weapon to me. Would it be fine if I carried 2 swords myself?
That's fine. That's fine. And the other caveat is, we're gonna have to hold your stuff, he says, pointing to the chest. There's a safe house. We will keep it in. I will personally vouch for its safety and protection, on my honor. But
okay, it's mostly rations. And can I take the head and the hide? I was hoping somebody in Stromheim would be able to treat these things. I assume you still have tanners available in the city.
We do, and they are in need of good employment and good money. Perhaps we can have them come pick it up at the gate. I'm a little concerned what the people will think if a dragon head hops down the street. I'm worried that it might cause panic and stampedes.
Sure.
And,
do you have anything you could write up really fast? I can go employ a tanner myself and send them to the gate to pick up the materials.
Of course. He will write you a receipt for everything, and he promises to watch your stuff personally.
Which is fine. It's aside from the dragon stuff, it's basically just a big chest of rations.
Right. Okay, and you guys can get let into the city.
Cool. And I warn him, you can't get too close to the chest or it will try to hop away. There's nothing I can do about that. So set it in a nice tucked away corner and it should stay there, hopefully.
He goes to pick it up and it hops away from him. And he goes, well,
we can direct it in.
You guys slowly herd it into this building.
I'll drag it myself. I can drag it.
Okay. If you hold it and someone else holds it, you can pick it up.
I can't really go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So between the 4 or 5 of you manage to herd this chest into the room where they store all the weapons that they take off people, and you can see that they're all like neatly arranged. Like this person's stuff is here. This person. It's like the cubby system that you might have in a preschool. You know, everyone's got their cubby of crap.
Okay. I ask if he has any cloth I could wrap my swords in. I don't want to make anybody worried.
Yeah, he will give you a sheet of canvas to wrap your stuff in.
Okay.
All right. And you guys head on in to the capital. You can make your way. Well, first you want to go get a tanner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll apprise them of the situation and show the receipt. and say the materials are in the guardhouse. It's a bit of an unusual order. They're dragon parts. One of my companions here could certainly use the armor from the scales, and then hopefully, would you be able to cure the head? I need the skull very specifically.
The tanner will do it. He is excited to work with dragon bits. He's never had an opportunity before, and everyone, all the people in his realm, sort of, this is the goal, right?
Yeah. I'll offer him 20 gold pieces for the job.
Okay. Let me pull
I think
up
that's a lot.
some stuff here for the head or for the armor as well, because the armor should be a little more expensive than that.
Oh yeah, the armor is probably more expensive. I'm mostly just looking to get everything cured right now.
Sure.
And then we can look into getting armor commissioned.
Perfect. He can cure all the shit right now. That'll be fine. Let me just look up. So we actually made ferrous armor smithing. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is how we do this shit. So it takes... I want to give us at least a ballpark idea of how long it'll take you to make this.
I think it was a week per attempt on a part.
Right. Okay.
And then there were 3 parts to the armor. So a full set, depending on how much material you have to work with, I guess. I don't know how much we took off the dragon. It was pretty big. So probably like at least 2 sets worth would be my guess.
Right. Okay, so furthermore, once it can be made... So the body is 3 parts and the limbs are 2 parts, so minimum of 5 weeks to make a full suit of dragon scale.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So he says it'll take him maybe 3 or 4 days to cure the head and cure it all, and he will look into armor smiths and leather smiths and whatnot that can make this into armor on your behalf. He recommends the Red Bear Inn, as it's close to his tannery. And
thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, that was really loud thunder. Yeah, and we're just about our hour break here, so why don't we take a break, and when we come back, we will look into talking with the queen, getting some armor made, and all of that jazz. So we'll see you on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.